Alright, I'm live now. I'm back. Okay, anyone who knows this game most likely knows how cheap it can be, and it just feels impossible to play. Because of the guaranteed damage, this game is almost impossible to clear on one credit, so I'm playing this on easy difficulty. Changing the difficulty only scales the damage given, and a 2cc on normal is easier than a 1cc on easy. Let's go.
Good luck.
And yeah, I need that luck. As I'm sure most people wouldn't get to the T-Rex bosses in this game, they stick this teaser in at the start, and it's pretty hard to. It like leaves a little time, little reaction time to its attacks, which are random as well. Oh well. It feels like this game was designed to be played two players with how much is going on at once. It's just a bit too much. And to compensate for this, most of the time, the dinosaurs that attack your side of the screen only damage you. And some of them do damage both players, and it's important to know which ones attack you and to concentrate on those. And there's some that do attack from the other side of the screen, like the birds that you'll see soon. On this Triceratops bit, using a left-right motion works really well. A bit like what you'd be doing on House of the Dead 4 to just manage the enemies. These take quite a lot of damage, and to be cheap they added this section twice, and the second time is a lot harder. And this next bit with the venom spitting enemies feels impossible at first, as you really need to know where everything's coming from before it appears. I remember save stating practicing this for ages. With the birds that come up now, it's the ones that start on the right up here do damage on the first wave. So those ones. But there seems to be like one on the other side that does damage as well. Second wave you start here. And on the third bit you just have to shoot them all, and it's like really hard. And this next bit is really difficult. You have to learn like the left-right motion of sweeping. And just like the bit earlier, they do this bit twice. And that could have got better. And the game is similar to Alien 3, which you've just seen, but this game uses a flight stick instead of a gun-shaped controller, as if you've been seeing the fire that's been coming up between games, you'll see how it looks. And it had a moving seat, and I can only imagine how difficult it must be to be accurate while using that moving seat. Here I'm using my Dolphin bar and a Wiimote setup, and that works well on games where you're moving a cursor around. I like this bit, but you need to memorize it really well. And then you fly up here, and it's like some sort of theme park ride. You don't need to shoot any of these. And there's another bird section now, and you ignore those ones and you concentrate the ones on the right. Not those ones, but that one. And then I get hit by it. Hold on. And there's some health very soon. The health items give you so little though, it's like, what on earth is that? I'm doing alright for health though. On this bit the second one attacks player 2, and then on the next wave the second one attacks player 1. Got it. This bit's a lot harder than it looks. I feel like Dead Zone Pirates copied that bit, and they copied quite a few bits from this game. And this sneezes so hard that you end up flying, and it changes the weather all the way into this T-Rex, which is the most unfair bit in the whole game. And I hope it goes well. So you have to be perfect on that first section. On this bit you just have to be on at the right time, and sometimes you can have really bad luck like that. That wasn't good enough, seriously. That should be good enough, yeah. Got it. That's not good enough, no. That's not good enough either. That's good enough, yeah. Oh, camera changing, seriously. So that was pretty bad for my standards. If I got less than 40%, it's quite risky for the 1cc, but I'll see how it goes. That's like a similar style look of what Juno had earlier. And this bit's one of the hardest bits as well. That went really well. And then up there, down there. These enemies attack really quick, like you don't have much time to take them down. And this next bit is what I call the point blank bit, because you got these volcanic rocks, which is very similar to a stage in Point Blank. I know both games came out around the same time, but I feel that one must have copied the other. This bit's really unfair as well. That went well enough. So this rock kind of decides if it's going to attack you or not, without anything that you can do about. And that's 3 attacks already. So yeah, I really need to be, I really need to play well now. You don't need to shoot those, all these, just this gold one in the top right corner. That one don't matter. And then these on the left there. There's some health items very soon, but they're really difficult to get compared to all the other ones in the game. Got them all. Right, on to the last stage. You know, when in some games when you feel like you're the bad guy and not all the enemies, I'm sure I feel that way with this game. Apparently I'm firing a high-powered tranquilizer gun that's so powerful it can shoot rocks and signs. This bit is really difficult at first, but once you learn that most of the enemies follow similar patterns, you just need to move the cursor over those bits. This is the hardest bit. Oh, that's good. That's it, and now it's the final boss. Hi. So the next attack attacks both players, but if you cancel the left one, you'll be fine. And you see that the right one attacks. And you can't do anything about that, you have to take damage there. And with this next bit, it looks like you take damage, but if you watch my health, you should see it doesn't go down. If I do it right. There. And now there's a really long wait until the final bit. This is like the only time in the whole game I can actually read the chat, and it's got a bit quiet. Alright, so these final attacks, they give damage with no way at all to stop these from happening, and this is the bit that sadly ruins a 1cc being possible on normal. Having no scoring system is a bit disappointing too. And I love how you take damage and then you can shoot it, yeah. And that's the last attack. And that's it done. Yeah, so that means it's a 1cc. So now you get to see the dinosaurs all worn out from chasing you. Good they're okay in the end.
Not really.
And thanks in advance for all the GGs, everyone. I'm glad I did it. I hope you all enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Sunday with Time Crisis 2. And next is Super Viper, and he's on Gradius 3. And I'll be passing my luck onwards because I know what that game's like.